Hello there, my friend, and welcome to the Disney Travel Secret Show. Rob and Kerri Stuart here, coming to you from the CMV studio right next to Walt Disney World in beautiful Windermere, Florida. This is episode number 425. Original air date, April 7th, 2025.
And this week, our title may confuse you a little bit. Why you don't need a park hopper ticket at Disney. I know. Just stay tuned to find out.
So our show last week was also our 8th anniversary show. It's hard to believe we've been doing this that long. We thank you for your support.
And we are well into Flower and Garden Festival over at EPCOT, which is my personal favorite.
Yes, it is.
And we also are very impressed with some of the bands that are here for the Garden Rocks concert series.
More on that in just a few. Take it away, Hugh.
Hello, my friends. This is former Disney Imagineer Hugh Darley, and you're listening to Disney Travel Secrets with my friends Rob and Kerri Stuart. As you can imagine, I have plenty of Disney secrets myself, and I can't wait to share them with you. Let's get this show on the road. Take it away, guys.
The response has been, I would say, incredible for those of you that are thinking about joining us as a travel agent this year. If you filled out the form, you should have received a video explaining what the next steps are.
And we are very excited for our class of 2025.
Also, a huge thank you to all of you who joined us on March 31st, National Wear Your Ears Day.
Yeah, so we started this on March 31st of 2020 as the whole world shut down just to keep some Disney magic alive. We all knew it was going to be more than just a few weeks of Disney being shut down, right?
Well, thankfully, they were only closed for about 4 months. Actually, it was, I think, 116 days from March 16th of 2020 to July 11th of that year, as opposed to Disneyland, which was actually closed for 412 days from March 15th of 2020 through April 30th of 2021. And yes, we love you, Florida.
But Disney World really helped keep our business going, along with the cruise lines, which still paid us even though the cruises didn't happen. So we're super grateful for that.
Well, like many people, we did not have a backup plan to what was going on. So we're very grateful to have gotten through that time with the help of our agents, our clients, and of course you.
Yeah, I'm so glad that's over, right?
Yes.
Let's hope it never comes back. Okay, so here is an alert. Pay attention. The Real ID is going into effect on May 7th. As of now, about 81% of travelers already meet this requirement, but you may not know if you do or don't.
Not me. I'm guilty. My license still has our St. Pete address on it.
Shame on you.
But I do have an appointment to fix that.
Okay.
But I do, however, have a passport, so that would work instead. And it's really better to have a passport, maybe not need it yet, than need one and you can't get it. Now, keep in mind, they are valid for 10 years, and I'm proud to say that we are both on our second one.
I know, right? Now, with some of the amazing trips that we do have coming up in the next year, including going to Europe again, you should just get one. And you can join us on some of these cool trips. I'm just saying.
I know, we're cruising on the Upper Rhine from Amsterdam, plus a secret one right after that I can't share just yet.
I know. Plus, we are doing the Danube River in Austria, Germany, and also a huge one, the Douro River in Portugal.
You know, we're doing more international travel next year, probably than ever before, including multiple trips to Sandals Resorts, because we are working on some pickleball events for you fans of pickleball.
Yeah, so you can learn all about those trips over on our other podcast, the Travel Inspired Podcast. And we're really going to be focusing on some really cool destinations on that show this year. So make sure you're tuning in there too.
In a surprise move on April 1st, Disney announced that both of the water parks, both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, will both be open at the same time. And at first, a lot of people thought it was an April Fool's Day joke. I really thought it was too.
Did you really?
I did. I'm like, there's no way. Thankfully, it was not. It was just another brilliant marketing move by Disney to start conversations.
And really, this is the first time that they will both be open at the same time since 2019. So basically, after the shutdown, it would usually be just one park or the other, but not both. And so that's something that I think something to get excited about for this summer.
I think that's a great sign, and also a very good deal for those of you staying on Disney property, because on your check-in day, the water parks are free.
I know. And I think that's really cool.
Gratis.
So why not book your flight as early as you can and then go and enjoy the water park that day on your check-in. I love that for you.
Or maybe you try the 6-park challenge, but you do have to do at least one ride in each of the parks. You can't just walk into one and say, okay, I'm here. You have to do a ride in each one.
Yeah, so we would love to see who's going to do that 6-park challenge first, because the water parks would be hard as the first option of the day because they don't open as early as the parks. And most likely you're going to do that on your check-in day if you're not a local, right?
Exactly. If you're not driving in, you're probably not going to get there as early as you want to be, but just attempting it would be fun. We should draw up a plan on exactly how to do that. If you're an annual pass holder and have at least the Sorcerer Pass like we do, the water parks are included. So I'm thinking...
Well, we pay extra for that.
We do, but
it's like $100.
Yeah, but it's included in our pass, basically. Right. So I'm thinking starting at Animal Kingdom and then Blizzard Beach, because that's the closest water park to Animal Kingdom before you do the rest of it.
Yeah, so any way you look at this, it's going to be a long day if you try to do either the 4-park challenge or the 6-park challenge.
We just got back from one of our favorite annual events, our third one to be exact, and that is the Celebration and Exotic Car Festival. If you like cars and being around some amazing celebrities, you will love this event. I'm literally, as of this recording, still wearing the bands from each. I know, I'll cut these off later.
We have scissors.
I know, but these are like the bands you get when you go to concerts when you're like in the 80s. But we saw some really cool people. We were hanging out with Johnny Damon, former Major League Baseball player, Rusty Wallace, NASCAR legend, and someone I didn't expect, Kato Kaelin.
Yeah, that was a different one.
Very famous from the O.J. Simpson thing.
He has a podcast too, you know.
He does, and he was saying it so much, and I forgot what it was. He kept telling us, I'm like, I don't know.
It's on True Crime. Yeah. You can look it up if you're into that.
And then also Chris McDonald, because he's known as Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. He's done so many things, and we were hanging out with him. I'm like, I have no idea what else he was doing, but a very fun event.
Yeah. So here's our little pro tip, though. Why not plan your Disney trip around this festival next year? Because it was really, really cool. And Celebration, if you've never been, it's just super dreamy. It is like the little perfect little Main Street,
it's like
the
Pleasantville.
little diner.
If you've seen Pleasantville,
it really is. It's so fun.
And I believe the dates are, I'll double check. I think it starts April 10th. It'll be the second Friday because the first Friday is Easter weekend. So it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 10th, 11th, and the 12th. For those of you that have some really cool cars, if you want to take them to Daytona and track your cars, you can do that on that following Monday and Tuesday. So we know that the 2026 dates for Walt Disney World are not out yet.
Boo.
I know, but you should still fill out the form on our site, go to creatingmagicvacations.com. That way, when they do come out, we can get right on it. I've already talked with many of you already, so we are better prepared.
And if you have filled out the form with the 2026 request, you are on our VIP list. Also, we do anticipate the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party tickets will be coming out around halfway to Halloween, which is at the end of April. So if that's on your must-do this year...
Just to be clear, Halloween is not the end of April.
No, the halfway to Halloween is. So we can definitely help you out with that.
Halloween trips are becoming a very popular trend, and with fall break in October, don't wait to book your trip.
Yeah, definitely do not wait because things are filling up.
So speaking of Halloween, there are still cabins available, at least of this air date, on our Week on the Wish, which is September 22nd to the 26th, and that is this year, 2025.
Yeah, so join Rob and I with our friends, including our neighbor and car guru, both on social media and in real life. That's Steve Hamilton from the Hamilton Collection.
So it's funny because literally the week we're recording this, he's got the funnel suite on the Disney Treasure. The week before him, it was Bruce Hall from REO Speedwagon, whose wife Kimmy just celebrated her 30th year and retirement.
Yeah, congratulations, Kimmy.
Disney cast member for 30 years. Neil Dowdy, the keyboard player for REO, was also, and I was sending Bruce a message. I'm like, my buddy is coming on. He's going to be in your same suite. Can you hide some pics around the suite? He's like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have seen that. So anyway, pretty cool.
Yeah, so fun. But definitely join us on this one. It's going to be really, really fun.
So click on the link in the show description to get more info. It's going to be a great cruise. And because of the dates, I think the pricing is really, really good.
It is. And that is one thing is we always like to look and see when the sweet spots are for Disney cruises.
And she meant sweet because a lot of the concierge suites are still available. We're staying in one
is true.
Just because.
Okay, but let's talk about the Garden Rocks concert series at EPCOT because there are some really good bands that are coming up, but also some that we kind of missed because we were in Europe. And if you've listened to us, you already know what some of these are.
They're Rob and Kerri favorites. I really wanted to see Tommy DiCarlo from Boston. And also I wanted to see Air Supply, which we heard did a great job. I mean, they've been around since the 70s and they draw the crowds and they really perform like the rock stars they are.
I know, right? I saw some replays of their concert and it was fantastic. And then we were going to go to 38 Special, but it was the 2 days right after we got back from Europe and our body clocks were just way off. So there was no way we were going to go out. So we just stayed home.
Yeah, wasn't even close. So I would have liked to see Jason Sheff, the longtime singer for Chicago, but it was the 2 nights that we were at the Celebration Exotic Car Festival this past weekend. I would have loved to have seen him.
We did, however, get to go see Queensryche on March 31st, and I will say they were fantastic. And that was actually our first show of the year for this festival. How sad is that?
Yeah, so we met the lead singer, Todd LaTorre, back in, I think it was like 2017. We were doing some photography for Autograph on our friend Steve Lynch. And I posted on Facebook, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's Todd LaTorre. It was like I think I posted a video. I was like, yeah, we met him back in the day with Steve. And then Steve commented, he goes, oh my God, that was a great show. So if you do get a chance, if you like Queensryche, if you get a chance to see them, Todd's voice is simply amazing because he hits the low notes with silent lucidity and then the high notes with like Jet City Woman and Empire. Again, a great band to see live. So definitely, if you get a chance to see him, go do it.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And that is one thing is that when it does come to those concert series, look and see who's playing while you are here at Disney, because I think that you will enjoy that. I
do like that on the site, they have it broken down by month. So by the time the show actually airs, we will have gone to at least one night of the orchestra. Basically, it's the former members of ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. They just can't really use that name.
I know.
It has to say former members of.
I know. And, I really think it is interesting, though, to see what names people will tour under. Now, one I do want to see is Sugar Ray. I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure that you do. I have no idea what he sings. We both want to see Mike Del Giudice, if I said that right. He has a very interesting story. So for 15 years, he was the front man for a Billy Joel cover band, and then ended up actually joining Billy Joel's band. So if you like Billy Joel, you'll love Mike Del Giudice.
Yeah, another one, Flock of Seagulls. That one would be really cool. And then what about 98 Degrees?
I got nothing. I know it's
come on.
I know it's going to be that hot, but I don't even know. I don't know a song by them either. So the only one that stands out in May, and I'll say this is for me, would be Don Felder from the Eagles. I'm supposed to say formerly of the Eagles, but yeah, Don Felder, I'd love to hear his music.
You love all those retro 80 ones, but...
Retro, technically it was 70s.
The still, 70s with them. I know,
the best years, fine. The best decades of music, the 70s and the 80s.
I loved one year I was in line at one of the drink stands, and there was a group of young people, and they were like, so who's this ELO band? And it was for ELO. They had no idea. Yeah, it was fun. But this year's Garden Rocks really does have some good bands that are on the schedule. So check it out if you're coming down. I do think it feels like it's much better than it has been in recent years.
I think as these musicians get older and the bands, playing EPCOT is a pretty easy gig. 3 30-minute shows a night with a nice break in between backstage, and a resort stay at Disney for the family. So it's kind of a paid vacation in a sense.
I know. And for the most part, there are 3 different audiences because they do clear the theater after each show. And hopefully they will do just as good with the bands during Food and Wine. We can only hope.
I think some of these bands will come back that we have not talked about. A couple of them are kind of local and they'll be the fillers.
They'll just slide them in.
The difference between Flower and Garden Rocks versus Food and Wine is that they take the middle of the week off. Food and Wine is pretty much bands every night of the week.
Yeah, good point.
So let's get to our main topic, and that is park hopper and why you might not need one.
I know. And so if you have listened to us for any amount of time, you're probably thinking, hey, you always recommend a park hopper. And we do for our clients.
And we get it. It's mostly true. But I think there are some times when we know you may not want one, but those times I would say are very, very specific.
Yeah. So if you aren't familiar with Walt Disney World and the massive size of this theme park, we need to start there.
Well, each park is at least 20 to 30 minutes from each other if you're going to use Disney transportation. If you have a car and you're driving between the parks, it's still going to take about that long because you have to go out and walk to your car.
Yeah. And so we totally enjoy park hopping because of the flexibility. Or if we are there and the park feels too busy, then it's like, hey, I can just leave and go to a different park.
And when we're talking about park hopper, it doesn't mean that you're going to do rope drop until park close and you go to 2, 3, or maybe even all 4 parks.
Yeah. So we think more on the lines of rope dropping Magic Kingdom to then pack in tons of rides in Fantasyland, or maybe you go to Animal Kingdom because you want to see the animals when they're super active in the morning.
Which is true. And then taking a break back at the resort, maybe like I like to do, take a nap or hang out at the pool, and then maybe go to a different park that evening.
Yeah, very typical. So a park hopper, though, doesn't always make sense for every trip, depending upon the reason for your visit, or, and this is a big one, if you are traveling with smaller kids.
And to be clear, this only applies to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or Disneyland Paris. We 100% recommend you always get a park hopper there because those parks are walking distance. I think the two parks at Disneyland Paris are actually even closer than over at Disneyland. They are right next to each other.
Yeah, so it's just a totally different geographical makeup.
Yes, a geographical thing.
So let's start with the purpose of your trip. If you are coming down for a weekend getaway with your spouse maybe, and you're just like, hey, we're just going to visit the EPCOT festivals, and the goal is then to hit all of the food and drink booths, then only get tickets for EPCOT. Don't worry about the other parks. So why would you get a park hopper in that case, right?
Right. So if you are a rope drop kind of person, you do all the rides in a park all day, and you want to do everything in the park, it makes sense to not park hop. All the parks have plenty to fill up an entire day.
Yeah. So if you've never been to Disney World, park hopping can be overwhelming, especially if you are planning on spending a full week at Disney. And in this case, you would probably do a 5-day ticket, visit each park once, and then return to the one that was your favorite for that 5th day.
Well, another idea is to get the non-park hopper ticket for 4 days and then add maybe a holiday party ticket or an after-hours event ticket for an evening in the park.
I love this strategy because in that case, you could actually hit 2 different parks in one day with that special event ticket. So one of our listeners, Becky, just did the after-hours event on one of her days because she said, you know what, I decided it was a better value to do that than purchase her Lightning Lane multi and single pass for that day at a park, and instead get the after hours and enjoy shorter lines and some snacks. I love that.
And here's the big reason to not get a park hopper when you're traveling with young kids. Unless you go to Disney World often and you're very familiar with the parks and what your kids do like and what they don't like, we recommend don't park hop.
Yeah, and I will tell you, a big reason is the logistics of getting to and from the parks. Loading, unloading strollers, even with the Skyliner, if you have a double wide stroller, guess what? You still have to fold it up.
Those double wides.
Your
Your toddlers aren't going to know what they're missing either. Teenagers tend to want to hit all the thrill rides and move on. We totally get that.
Yeah, but with little kids, you can do things like enjoy character meet and greets. You can go to all of the shows. You can go to the parades, and you can take the pace slower.
Our recommendation is to not over-plan your day. Focus on the attractions in that one park.
Yeah, so when you visit with your young kids and you do one park per day, there is no pressure to think that you need to hit another park. Even if you take an afternoon break for like nap time, when you return to that same park, you just pick up where you left off. It's a beautiful thing.
I do love nap time. So another pro tip for families with little kids is be okay visiting Magic Kingdom more than once. That park really does have the most attractions for the little kids.
Yeah, and you know what? It's okay to not visit a park if you don't think your kids will enjoy it. I'm really surprised sometimes at the pressure people put on themselves thinking they have to visit all 4 parks. Do what you think your family will like the best.
We have so many people that come down here, even some of my friends included, that don't realize Disney has 4 parks, or they might think that Disney and Universal are the same. Oh, we'll just go from Disney to Universal. I get it. Now, if they're into animals, Animal Kingdom is a must-do, and I recommend this for all families with little kids. If they love Toy Story, take them to Hollywood Studios. I think that is a must-do. And if you don't know what each park has to offer, that's when you want to work with someone who knows the parks and can help you out.
It definitely makes a big difference. So reach out to one of our Creating Magic Vacations travel advisors. They know what they're doing. But your Disney World trip should be super enjoyable. And if park hopping doesn't sound like something you want to do, then just skip it. Keep in mind, you can't upgrade just one of your days to a park hopper. It's an all or nothing when you do a package ticket.
That is a common question I get. It's like, well, we're going to do a 5-day ticket. I want one day to be a park hopper. Sorry.
Nope.
Believe me, Disney figures that out. They're like, no. Everybody would do it. They would pick the 4 days. I'm going to go each 4 park. Day 5 is park hopper. No, they get it. And the more you do visit Disney World and become more familiar with the parks, probably does make sense to always get a park hopper because you're going to know where you want to go and also the rides that you and your family want to do.
Yeah. And not to mention, lots of great dining options. And that is probably a huge reason for a park hopper. And again, with toddlers, you're most likely not going to be doing a lot of sit-down dining anyway. So take that off the table, right?
Well, the same thing with the evening fireworks shows. The late ones, especially in the summer, when the fireworks in Magic Kingdom are late.
Yes, they are.
With little kids, you may already be back at your resort and in bed. If the kids are older, you could enjoy a park all day, take a break, and then go watch the fireworks show at the end of the night.
Yeah, so which camp are you in? Are you like, I always have to do a park hopper, or are you like, I'm good with one park per day? And sometimes it does come down to budget, but do what works best for your style of travel.
Don't forget, you can also add the water park add-on if you're coming in the summer. This is called the Park Hopper Plus ticket. And with this one, you can visit a water park and one of the main of the 4 parks every day if you want.
Yes, and I think this one is perfect for the summer. So let's say you had a 4-day park ticket with the water park add-on, which means you can also visit the water park 4 times in addition to those 4 days of regular parks. So that could be a really good value if you love water parks.
And just because you get that water park on the first day and it's free doesn't mean not to add the park hopper and maybe do a water park later in the week. Also, this summer, there are special discounts, and there really are so many, too many to name here. One of them is a special 3-day ticket. It does not include Magic Kingdom, though.
I know, right?
So we aren't recommending that for young families.
Yeah, because that's where all your rides are going to be. Instead, there are some other offers for you. But you know what? Let's get your next trip on the books. And if we can help you, please reach out to us. We would love to help you navigate all this Disney park fun.
And as we mentioned earlier, come join us on September 22nd on our Week on the Disney Wish. And until next time, have a magical day.
We hope to see you real soon.